for all of it. So that's why we have this big yellow guy here to carry all the extra stuff for the other types of calls. Now this trailer back here, this is our hazmat unit. So this has to be pulled by another truck, and when we have a hazardous materials, so that's, you know, chemicals that are dangerous to people or the environment, and if there's some kind of a spill, then we'll bring this trailer there, and we've got all the specialized equipment that we need. All the special chemical suits, of course our breathing apparatus, and just all this equipment for trying to stop whatever that material is from damaging people or the environment. And this one, so this is our bush truck. Obviously Kamloops has lots of areas where there's grass and trees, and then we need this specialized truck in order to get into those areas. So we carry all the forestry equipment on here. And this has a water tank on it as well. All the equipment you need for forest fires. Now, Firefighter Kurt, what else do we have up on the top here? What's that for?
We call this our big wheel. It's a stretcher, and you can see a big wheel on the bottom there. So we would use that on things like if we had a downed biker, mountain biker up in Kennecott, right? We can use this to wheel up there, get them on the stretcher, and get them out safely without us actually having to physically lift them. It just it makes it easier to get the guys in and out when needed.
Cool. So one of the next things we're going to get Firefighter Kurt to do is just show us some of the equipment that he would wear if he was fighting a fire. So we'll go sort of towards the front just so we get better signal.
Okay.
And of course everyone wants to know about this thing. So here's a little fact for you. This Firehall, Station 7, is the only one in Kamloops that still has a fire pole like that. Now, anybody have any guesses why we need a fire pole at all? What do we even use that for? Yeah, well, bring it in here. Kurt will get you. So, what are we going to get him to do there, guys?
So, Firefighter Torbomb is going to put on his gear for you, one piece at a time. So usually for this, we're expected to be dressed from our pants all the way up to our packs in 60 seconds. So I don't know if Kurt's gonna demonstrate that today, but he's gonna go through his gear, show you what he's got on, show you what's in his pockets, kind of describe to you guys what each of his pieces of clothing and protective gear are for.
So, dressed in under a minute. Hey, if anyone at home has a stopwatch, we'll see how he does. But actually,
go through it first?
Yeah, he's going to be a bit slower than that because we're going to talk a little bit about the equipment that he's putting on.
So typically most guys will have their gear set up on the truck in a way that they can get in it in under a minute, like Firefighter Captain said. In this case, I'll just have it laid out here. So first thing we do is get our boots off, step into our gear. Usually we lose pants too, but I'll keep those on for now.
So those look like snow pants. Is that what those are?
These are our firefighting pants. They're called our bunker gear, so they're safe to wear in a fire. And our boots as well. They're steel toe boots. They can take some heat. A little beefier than everything we got going on.
How about your toque there?
This is called a balaclava. So this keeps our ears, face, and neck safe from heat and other chemicals that we'd find in a fire. This is one of the first things we'll put on.
So you can see we're doing all the COVID stuff here, so we're gonna just stay back far enough and while he's got his mask off.
Throw our suspenders on, pants up.
I'm just gonna turn around here so we don't have the window in the back. Okay, so what about your boots? Is there anything special about those?
These are waterproof, fireproof boots. They got puncture resistant sole and toes, so we can walk safely through a fire and other hazards.
Watch this.
Didn't feel it. Nothing. Nothing. So typically we'd get dressed like this outside of the truck before we jumped inside.
Why do we want to have that stuff on before we get in the truck?
So we can put our seatbelt on and ride safely without having to get dressed.
Awesome.
Be ready to go. Our air packs are situated in the seats of our trucks. So they're usually right here. So we can get these on while we're heading to a call. I'll just put this one on here.
Is that stuff heavy?
For some guys, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's usually in a working fire we can get anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes on a single bottle of air.
So what firefighter Kurt's really saying is that once he's got all his equipment on, it's roughly about 50 pounds worth of stuff, and a lot of that is because of this air tank and the equipment back here.
You might have to talk for me.
Yeah. So now he's putting on his face piece, which that does a couple things. One is that this shield here, hello, that's our eye protection, protects our face, and it also is how we connect our air up so we can breathe it in. And then you notice he put his balaclava here so that it's all the way around. He's got no exposed skin showing. So the balaclava is made of a special heat-proof material, or heat-resistant. Is he ready to go? Not quite. So obviously the reason that we carry this on our backs is because it's full of clean air. It's not oxygen, it's actually just air like what you're breathing right now. And we need to take that so we don't breathe in any of that smoke. Now, everybody knows that, you know, smoke makes you cough and it's not good for you, but unfortunately, because of the things that we make our houses out of now, everything that's in there is super toxic. So one of the things that we want, unless you have all of this stuff in your house, if there's ever a fire in your home, make sure you stay out of that smoke, stay low, crawl down on the floor, because the smoke is going to go up towards the ceiling. And get out of that building as soon as you can and don't go back in. Okay.
My pockets.
He's got his gloves on. We'll get you to go right on air.
Okay.
So the air that's in the tank is about 4,500 psi. It comes through all these pipes, comes through that hose and into his face mask at just a little bit above normal breathing pressure. But the whole time that we're in any kind of a toxic atmosphere, he's going to be breathing that air. Now, if we've got any, especially younger kids watching right now, you know, if you imagine, well, if you want to know what it's like inside a fire, just close your eyes for a second, put your hands over your eyes, and that's pretty much what you're going to see. So it can sound kind of strange to hear somebody, a firefighter, coming into the house looking for you, if all you can hear is Darth Vader, and it changes his voice as well. So firefighter Kurt, if you can just pretend like you're yelling for a kid that's trapped somewhere.
Hello, where are you?
Okay, so the real reason we want to show you all this is just, especially for younger kids, that, you know, you're not going to be worried if this were to happen. Of course, because you checked your smoke alarms and your parents checked their smoke alarms, you'll be out of the house, so we won't have to worry about that. Okay, thanks Firefighter Kurt. You can gear down there. We're going to show you just a couple other bits of equipment that we've got around the fire hall here. And one of them is, so, hey, who wants to come down the fire pole in a minute? I can run up there. Okay, yeah, I'll come back in a sec. Actually, I'm going to go up there too. So this is the spare gear room. This is where everyone keeps their equipment when they're not in use. Obviously the crew that's on the truck has everything beside the truck right now. We got a bit of a workshop here. All of our spare breathing apparatus. So of all the equipment that we have that protects us from fire, the breathing apparatus, that's the air pack, is the most important part. So we need to really look after those. Now, one of the things that, you know, once we've been in a fire, it's literally like we're having a bath in a toxic soup of nasty chemicals the entire time. So all of our gear is going to be completely covered in nasty chemicals. So we have to be really careful and bring it back, and we have these special washers. Oh, it's glitching out here. Doesn't like it in there.
You're cutting out every time you go into a room.
Yeah, so. Okay, hopefully the signal's a little better there. Didn't like it when we went into the back room there. But what I was saying was that the toxic chemicals in a fire, unfortunately every fire, get all over us. So we need to be really careful about how we take our gear off and bag it up and bring it back to the fire hall, because pretty much everything, unfortunately, that's in a fire, that's in the smoke, eventually causes cancer. So that's why we want to make sure that we get rid of all that stuff before we bring it home. So we're going to go back upstairs and maybe take a little trip down the fire pole here. Before we go up there, does anyone have any other questions or anything that they want to see around the fire hall here? Just type it in and Kevin will let me know. Do you want to just bring that upstairs?
Yep. Is the reception good up there? You'll just run up and...
No, I'm going to probably take the camera down too, so I'm going to go after you.
Perfect. We don't squeal it.
Okay, so if you can imagine, the crew's up here in the kitchen area and we get a call. Well, truck's way down there. So the fastest way to get there, here we go. Nice spin. You guys want to go down that too? Let's see how this works. Okay. Anything else they want to see or comments or anything? Okay, well, thank you for everyone that joined us today. Just want to remind you that tomorrow we're going to be at the burn building doing a live fire, so not many people get to see that with us training with actual fire. And yeah, hopefully you can come back 10 a.m. tomorrow. So thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll sort out some of the technical issues and we'll see you tomorrow.
Pre-COVID, we were getting like 70,000 a year. Right now,